Hi everyone, this is the Focus Spender, and today I'm going to be talking about struggling with budgeting. But first, if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. My channel is all about getting out of debt, staying out of debt, organizing your personal finances, and increasing your net worth. Also, be sure to click on the share button below and share this video on Facebook or Pinterest or wherever you hang out on social media so that you have a record of this video and can come back to it whenever you like. Now let's get started. So, like I said, this video is for anyone that is struggling with budgeting. Sometimes you might be struggling with following a budget, or you actually just might be struggling with creating a budget. And you know you need to create a budget because a budget is basically a financial plan for your money. And with a plan, your money can do so much more. And without it, you might just be like, I don't know where I'm spending my money. It's just gone. I don't know what happened. So that budget is that strategic financial plan for you and for your life so that you can achieve the financial goals you are destined for. I know budgeting can feel really hard and sometimes quite boring to do. It can feel tedious. You feel like, what am I doing? There's no point. I'm never going to have enough money. All these things that you're telling yourself. I'm here to tell you that the reason why you're struggling with budgeting is because sometimes you're creating budgets that have completely unrealistic numbers that are not suited to your lifestyle. If someone is telling you you should only spend $150 a month on food, but you are a vegan and you want to live this super healthy lifestyle, then maybe you need to spend more money on food and cut back in a different area. So you have to have a budget that is suited for you. Another reason why you might be struggling with budgeting is that it may not be based off of your goals, or you may not have any goals, or your goals are vague. So if your goals are super vague, your brain is not going to care about your budget. You're going to be thinking, well, I want to get out of debt. And your brain is like, you're not getting out of debt today, so go ahead and buy that $200 jacket. You're not getting out of debt today, so go ahead and splurge on that new 65-inch TV when you bought a 55-inch TV last year. Like your brain doesn't care. It's like, I want what I want now, and I don't understand your goals, but I do understand this shiny object in front of me. So you have to be very clear on your goals, and if your budget is not centered around those goals, it is almost destined to fail. I'm sorry to say, but it is almost destined to fail. And the last thing I would say is that you might not be accounting for your financial triggers. So you might not be aware of how much you're spending on a certain item that is like your biggest trigger. And maybe the amount is small at the moment, but those small amounts will add up. But if you have a budget set in front of you and you know what triggers you, you are really able to avoid those triggers, or to create like a mini budget just for that trigger so that you get to satisfy that craving for that one item without going overboard. There was a time in my life when I really wanted to move out of my grandmother's house, and I did not have a budget, and I made $24,000 a year living in New York City, and I could not figure out a way out. And at some point I sat down and I looked at my spending habits, and I realized I was spending more than I was taking in, and it was on nonsense. It was on buying breakfast every single day when I had a kitchen and I didn't pay for groceries, so all I had to do literally was go and make breakfast in the kitchen. I was buying lunch all the time. Every time I got paid, I was buying new clothes. I was just doing nonsense. And so at some point I realized I needed to sit down and figure out what really was happening with my money. And following a pretty simple formula, I was able to save $13,000 in 18 months. And I was, again, only making $24,000 a year. I did not get a raise during that time. And I also didn't have time to side hustle. So I did not have any like part-time jobs. It was strictly on my salary and just coming up with a concrete budget that I could follow. That budget wasn't going to work for anyone, but I knew it was going to work for me and the goals that I had set for my life. And using that same system, it helped me get out of $65,000 worth of student loan debt. And then once I was out of debt, for a time, I actually was just doing whatever with my money. But then I remembered my values. I came back to that system, and I've been able to grow my net worth 30% year over year just by having, a guide for myself. So I created a simple pre-budget workbook called Before the Budget. And it's basically a guide that helps you understand your long and short-term goals and your financial triggers so that you can create a budget that you're able to follow. And I have it linked in the description box below. And there's also a coupon code that is available for a limited time. And with the purchase of my pre-budget workbook, before the budget, you will also get my budget spreadsheet, which will give you a before and after comparison that will help you create a budget that you can follow. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to click like and share it with your friends. You can also find me on social media at Focused Spender on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks. Bye-bye.